Hello my dudes, and welcome back to my little corner of the internet. If you're new here, I'm Evan, and I knit things and do other crafty stuff. And if you're a regular, welcome back. I'm so glad you're all here. My glasses are filthy, hold please. Today is podcast episode 20, I'm pretty sure. I was wrong when I said last week, whatever podcast episode it was. So I think today is 20. Today is going to be real short because I do not have a lot of stuff to show you. I've got a decent amount of spinning to talk to you about. I have 2 whips that I can show you. Wow, that's worse. Why is that worse? Technically 1 finished object that I can't actually show you. Or if you want to be really technical about it, 14 finished objects that I actually can't show you or talk to you about, other than to say they exist. And then we'll have a little book chat, and that'll be it. So, let's jump right in. Okay, that's finally better, I think. Okay, it is entirely too hot to have my hair down, but I also don't have the energy to put it up right now. So, first, finished objects are that I finished all of the Pearl Soho samples that I needed to do. I had 14 little things that I needed to make, and I made all of them. I think I had 4 finished last week, and I finished the rest of them. I finished the last one this morning, and I'll be able to tell you guys about them in about 6 months if I remember. Which I probably won't. Although from now on, I think when they publish a pattern that I made the samples for, I'll tell you about it in that week's podcast. So, and then I will perhaps tell you like when I was making it. So like last week I showed you the like little baby pullovers that I made. That one was a whole thing. Anyway, that's finished objects. Let's talk whips. Wow, this foundation today is just not my summer color. Winter color, sure. Summer color, no. I don't care though. I don't care. Whips. This is the, well here, we'll show you this side. This is, well, this bag is from the Discreet Unicorn, the 2024 Advent calendar, which is the yarn I am using for this project. This is the Anthology Throw by Helen Stuart. And I just told you what yarn I'm knitting it up in. I believe I've done 7 minis in here now. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's 7, but it looks really pretty. It's really hard to show you properly when it's on the needles because you know it gets bunched up. But the fade is just, it's much more fadey up here than it is down here. But it's gorgeous. I believe that I only did 1 mini on that in this past week. I hadn't intended to do all of those Pearl Soho samples that quickly, but they're kind of addictive. So I'd like finish one and start the next one like immediately. So yeah, that's that. I only have 1 more whip to show you, so I'll show you that. This is the Helianthus tank by Andrea Gaughan, and I'm knitting it up in Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino in 3 colors. We've got navy blue, lime yellow, and pearl gray. So, okay, I'm going to try to not mess this up. Here we go. There's the marker from last week, and okay, we need to chat a second. I am somewhat heavily modifying this. I'm going to move this to the back because I just started on the back panel. Okay, so let me pull the picture back up here. So, picture here. I don't know which side of the screen it's on because I never remember while I'm filming which side of the screen I put things on. I think it's that side, but I could be very wrong. Anyway, so you see in the picture how the neckline is really high. I didn't want that. I already have 2 Palm Springs tanks that have a high neckline. I wanted a lower neckline for this one. So basically, when you're doing the front panel, once you separate for the front and the back, you start with decreases at the armhole edge, and you're supposed to do all of the armhole edge decreases before you bind off for the front of the neckline and create the 2 straps. And then you're supposed to do decreases at the neck edge until you get to like this little tiny strap, and then you're basically done, and you knit like 6 rows at this length. However, since I wanted the neckline to be lower, I did half of the armpit decreases, and then, no, see, that's what I didn't want to happen. Anyway, I did half of the armpit decreases, and then I bound off for the neckline and started the straps, and then did the rest of the decreases for both sides at the same time. So I'll have more strap, but since I'm kind of finagling this, and since this yarn is mostly cotton, like you see how much bigger that stripe looks than say this stripe down here, it's because it stretches really easily, particularly when it's real thin like that. So I got down to the lowest number of stitches for the straps, and then I started on the back panel, which I like just started. It started at the beginning of this gray stripe here. So I figured I'd do the whole back panel as written, and then I'll have to do many try-ons to decide how long to make these straps, so we can get a good fit. So hopefully that made sense. I don't know if that made sense to anyone besides me. But I did actually get a decent amount done on this week, because I did spend a lot of time spinning, and I did spend a lot of time working on that sample project. But the rest of the time was pretty much this, except the one day that I worked on the blanket. So everything seems to be going really, really slowly, but it's really not that bad. So let's talk spinning. So you may know that it is Tour de Fleece. Starting July 5th, started Tour de Fleece, and it goes until the 27th. So for Tour de Fleece, I talked to you guys about it last week. I couldn't decide which braid to start with, and then my goal was just to spin the whole braid, ply it, and then I want to knit a chicken and a rat with that yarn. So that's my goals for Tour de Fleece. But first, I had to finish plying, washing, blacking, all that of what was already on my bobbins, and that was this. Look at it. This is Corriedale, it's undyed, that I got off of Amazon, and it turned out so good. I may have over-plied it just a little bit, because like, okay, my first 2 skeins, like, no, it's hanging pretty flat now. there are a couple spots where there's like a little like pigtail kind of there. It's not really a pigtail, it's just kind of a twist. So it is ever so slightly overspun. However, let me put this back into a skein if I can. I'm really bad at this, like really bad. But then I'll show you my last skein versus this one. And see, that doesn't look nearly as good as I had it skeined before. Oh well. Okay, so this was this last skein and this skein. Like, look how underspun that one is compared to this one. Like, this one looks so much better than this one. So, I am very proud of myself. Okay, I can't leave this like this. It looks terrible. How do you guys get these to look good? Like, I think I just got lip gloss on it. That's really unfortunate. It's a little better. Okay, so just look at the difference there between these two. Very underspun here, and then ever so slightly overspun here. So we're doing much better. So that was the last one, and then I will show you in pictures here, day by day, what I've gotten up to with Tour de Fleece. So I decided to I decided to spin the rainbow braid of targee from Jakira Farms, and let me tell you, I like targee so much more than this Coriadale, so much more than regular just Peruvian Highland top. I'm really loving this targee. So here's what it looked like when it's just a pile of fiber. And then here's day one. I don't have a ton of like finger muscles, so like when my fingers get tired is when I stop. So like day one, that wasn't very long. Then day two, the way this rainbow is spinning up is amazing. It is ridiculous how much more fun spinning a rainbow is than spinning plain gray or plain white. I mean, which is really no surprise, right? And then day three, even more colors. And then day four, I didn't spin because I was having a pretty bad brain day that day, and I just didn't have the concentration skills to spin that day. And then day five. Then finally yesterday, day 6. I haven't done any spinning yet today, but I hopefully will. And yeah, it's turning out really great so far. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, that's spinning. Shall we talk goals for this week? I suppose we could do that. I have been forgetting goals quite a lot recently. The only things I anticipate working on this week are the blanket and my Helianthus and spinning. So I'd like to spin every day. That's a goal. I mean, in imaginary perfect world, I'd like to do 5 minis on my Advent project, and I'd like to finish my Helianthus, but I don't think those two together are even remotely possible. So we're gonna put that out into the universe and see if that's even remotely possible. This week I did not work on at all my Palm Springs tank or my Haw Creek pullover or my cross stitch. I didn't work on any of those. So I think we're just going to keep it to 2 projects this week because I really want to wear my Helianthus. Like, I really want to wear it. It is really hot here in Ohio, and I would like to have a more cotton than merino tank to wear out. So, hopefully, in imaginary world, I will get to do those things. We'll see. That just leaves us with books, I guess, because I don't have any acquisitions and I'm not currently wearing any knits because I'm going to be done filming this and I'm going to put it into my computer to upload and then I'm going to go for a run. So, let's talk books. Last week was when? Last week was the 4th. I don't think I've read that much. Like, I'm seriously feeling like I maybe finished like 2 books. I was correct. I was correct. Okay, so I have finished 2 books in the past week. The Floating World by Axie was 3 stars. It was a very expected. It was very expected. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't anything special. And I finished Agatha Christie and Elusive Woman by Worsley, which was really interesting. Biography of Agatha Christie. I enjoyed it. And that was 4 stars. And then what am I currently reading? Excuse me, can you move when I move my finger? Brett and I are reading 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I am reading Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. Murder by Cheesecake by Rachel Ekstrom Courage. And for Romantasy Book Club, I am reading The Witch Collector by Charissa Weeks. And that's it. That's kind of just how this week has gone. It's been a week and I really can't even tell you why. So, yeah. That's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys are getting up to. Are you knitting anything you're absolutely in love with? Are you reading anything that's incredible and you want to tell me about? Are you participating in Tour de Fleece? What are you spinning? Tell me all about it. Go follow me over on Instagrams, and you can see what I'm getting up to with Tour de Fleece and other stuff. And you can click that notification bell to be notified of my next upload, if you so choose. Please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. I really appreciate it. And it's very low effort for you. I'll see you all next time. I hope you're having a great day and you find time to do something for yourself this weekend. I love you all so much, and I'll see you later. Bye!